Hey everyone, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I am your tarot reader, Cody. So for today's pick a card, well first I just want to talk to you guys for a little bit because I have not been posting as much as I was in June. So I've had a few like parties and friends get-togethers and stuff and socializing things that have been going on. So it's been taking my time away from this, but I thought of a great idea for a pick a card tonight. As you can tell from the title, this is Who Will You Marry and Who Will They Be Like? So we all know we've had like a type or someone who was like someone we wanted that was like close to what we wanted, but there were just some things wrong. This is going to point out who the person was in your life and what they were like and why they're going to be like the person you're going to marry, but we're also going to be covering the differences as well. So what's different about this person that you kind of had a thing with and then compared to the person that you're going to get married to, if that makes sense. So yeah, we have 4 groups in front of us. The crystals are as follows. We have rose quartz. Then we have snakeskin agate. We have this aquamarine. And last we have this yellow apatite. So I'll let you take all the time you need to pick your crystal. This is the point where if you need to pause the video, you can. There's no wrong or right way to pick your crystal. Whatever works for you, just go with that. And I'm very excited to get into this reading. It should be really fun. This goes into some areas of expertise that I have, so I'm really excited for that. Anyway, we're going to start right now with group number 1 with the rose quartz. Okay, group 1, if you picked the rose quartz. So this is going to be your reading for Who Will You Marry and Who Are They Like? So we are going to start off with some archetype cards. I'm just going to be shuffling and pulling as we go. Actually, no, I'm going to be pulling all of them as we go. What am I trying to say? I'm going to be pulling them all at the beginning. So feel free to scroll ahead in the video if you want to skip the shuffling. Who will you marry and who this person be like? Hopefully those are on the screen. Yes, perfect. I think I'm gonna have to pull for these ones. Then read all the love story oracle cards upright, just for sake of ease. And I also want to pull. I think I only have enough space for like 1 tarot card, so hopefully I can get. If I need to pull more, I'll pull more for sure. But okay, this one's for this person. Oh, that's a good sign for a marriage, for sure. Okay. Oh, and this is for the first person. I'll make sure these are all lined up nicely. Okay, so just for information, this side is kind of the person who you're going to be married is like. This is actually the person of who you will be marrying. So that's where the comparison is going to come into play. So we're going to flip over these love story oracle cards. Oh, interesting. And we have, oh, wow. Okay, let me look at some of these cards. Okay, so let's get into your reading. Okay, so we'll start off with the archetype cards. So the first thing with Gambler in the shadow attribute was mentioning like luck and how this person relies on luck rather than hard work to like accomplish things. So This person that you're going to be marrying over here does rely on hard work a little bit more. They don't just rely on kind of like luck getting them by, or they don't expect to kind of fall into circumstances and have those circumstances work out for them. And because this is gambler in reverse, this is a slightly unrealistic attitude that this person had. And it may not be unrealistic for them, like with whoever partner they're with in the end, but with you and them, it was one of those situations where it was like, can't you just kind of pull your weight? You know, this person didn't really like, I don't know how to explain this. Whoa. Sorry about that. This person basically didn't pull their weight. This person's going to be a lot more hardworking. One of the things that's like similar about you and this person, you're with this person who was kind of like a very carefree person for the most part, but then at times they'd be very cerebral, almost like kind of calculating, like making sure they knew their next step. We see that again, that you met this person that your significant other, or who you're gonna marry is gonna be like. You met this person at a party. So the interesting thing about this is you met this person at a party, and they were kind of like, they like knew you existed before they approached you. Like, this is the type of person who kind of had their eye on you for a while. And so when like you started meeting them or talking to them, you could almost kind of tell whether they told you or not, you could kind of tell like, okay, this person already knows who I am. This person's like aware of me already. And it's interesting, we have spy here. So there could have been an aspect where this previous person was spying on your social media. We definitely see here with the mirroring of your marriage partner that there is going to be a sense of forgiveness for this other person, in a sense that like whatever they did to you. Now this is almost feeling like an ex reading, because well, I guess this kind of does feel like an ex, like the person that your person's like was an ex. And the surface, they're very like surface attributes that are very similar between you and this person. Like, for example, both people may have been creative. This person more like has their ego in creativity. Like, this person more defines themselves by being a creative person. This person not so much, although this person probably created a lot of creative things and was probably creative in nature. This person, on the other hand, is like really focused on their creativity and their creation. So with Make Your Dreams Real, Spider Spirit, and also with the fact that this person did not rely on hard work, it's comparing them for a reason. This person really puts in the effort when they're in a situation, and that includes relationships. So your person's gonna be similar to this kind of carefree nature. Like, they're gonna also be very carefree and in a way like lighthearted, like this person was, but they actually put in the effort. The person you're gonna marry is like someone who takes the time to commit. They take the time to commit, and in a way they give you that commitment. They give you that kind of like commitment that you were looking for that you didn't quite get with this person. Like, even this person that your person's gonna be like, I definitely feel like you may have had like a really like romantic connection with this person over here, but at the same time the sparks were not all there. Like, the chemistry as far as like the, intimate compatibilities, like, like if you're, like sexual stuff, like probably wasn't all there. Like, it probably felt very sensual, like not really intense, but this person over here, like there's an intensity, there's like a richness. We're definitely seeing over here where there's a lot of colors of like orange and green, like on a lot of these different cards. So I'm definitely sensing that there could have been like a element that you felt like you could get really creative with this person, that you had, like you felt like you could be creative with them. And I'm seeing that that's the same thing with your who you're going to marry. You have this deep creativity with them. But it's interesting because they take their creativity a lot more seriously. It could have been that this person didn't really invest in their creative works, or didn't like put any effort or make it real, basically. With Spider Spirit, we have Make Your Dreams Real. This person literally kind of creates creations and then kind of like attracts, like just like spiders, kind of like the flies get stuck in a spider's web. Their creations attract people like flies, I guess is the best way to put it. So they're really like, they put in the effort and the hard work into their creations, and you can really tell the difference between this person that was kind of creative and then the person you're going to marry. The person you're going to marry really has that solid sense of dedication. But at the same time, they are very lighthearted and carefree. That's why they're like this person. think of this person as kind of like the kind of like the interaction energy that you're going to get. Like you probably, when you were with this person, you really liked how you kind of interacted with them, I guess is the best way to say it. You really enjoyed how you could kind of like communicate and joke and laugh. But when it came to like serious projects, you really didn't take them too seriously. This person, on the other hand, like is someone who kind of like you can feel a sense of commitment from. There's like a depth here. And we definitely see that with the purple and hermit and the spider spirit. There is an element of this crown chakra of like a higher being guiding this union with you and this person. And we see this thing with forgiveness right here. There's going to be a little bit of role playing with the person you're going to marry, where you guys kind of take on roles of people in your past. And it could be this person in particular, that they take on the role of this person for you, and they kind of like let you work through some issues, because it's almost like you weren't able to talk to this person about some specific things. And there was like some things that were kind of like unspoken or not said. But this person over here, there's definitely this element with like the crown chakra. It's like working through all the issues, forgiveness, like letting go of things in the past and kind of like forgiving those people who kind of like did you wrong. So, and that's another aspect that's like really beautiful in this connection too, is that you guys will have a lot of like empathy and like, how do I explain this? You're just gonna have a general like caring attitude towards those around you. You're gonna have a lot of like understanding about people's weaknesses. That's what I'm trying to say. So you're really gonna come from a place of like if someone commits a wrong towards you, like you'll be able to understand that wrong and learn from it, rather than just kind of like holding any kind of resentment within. Definitely see right here with the 7 of Cups reversed. What I noticed at the beginning of the reading, or when I was shuffling, was that this is kind of like the card that's like the, it's kind of like the grounding element. So it's almost like with this person, your future spouse, that you almost had a lot of options before you met them. Like you had so many different options. You didn't really quite know where you were going. But then like right before you meet them, you get really grounded and real with yourself and real with your priorities. I see that's going to be very like beneficial in bringing this person in. When you get real with yourself and your priorities and what you want in a relationship, and bring yourself back down to earth a little bit, then all of these things that seem like fantastical options that are kind of floating around in your head, they're going to kind of like pop one by one. You're going to kind of see what the right path is ahead of you. This is a really great card. It represents like grounding, and also represents that this person is not going to cheat. If you look at this guy, he's like amazed by all these beautiful, wonderful options and things that he can do. But the thing is that with this card in reverse, it just represents that this person is very loyal and dedicated, and they're also very hardworking. I think I mentioned that. But yeah, it looks like with this person with hermit energy that they're also going to be kind of, your future spouse is also going to be kind of introverted. Yeah, and they definitely, where it says here, serves personal creativity, they definitely get a lot from their introverted time away from people. So you might guys be spending a lot of time alone. I'm also looking at this woman, and she looks like she's crying in this man's arms. So there might be an element of like deep catharsis with this person, where you'll be sharing very powerful emotions with each other, and it'll feel like fresh. Like it'll be like, either you or they cry, or experience kind of like, it could even be like angry outbursts, like angry fighting. But the thing is, whatever the emotion is for you guys, it's going to feel fresh. Like you just like dipped yourself in like fresh lake water, or like fresh, like you just got out of the ocean. It's going to be kind of like very refreshing to experience these different emotions between you two. I feel with this person, there was kind of a block in that department. Like, use your mind wisely. I feel like you had to be very logical with this past person that's going to be like your future spouse. Let me go a little bit more into the similarities. They're going to be very creative, like your past person, and you're going to have the same ability to like joke and have like a good sense of humor. Like that superficial connection of like really like getting along with each other is going to be there in this next relationship. It's just that there's like a deeper connection. There's like kind of like a deeper commitment with this person, where it's like it's kind of like us against the world, that type of thing, where this person kind of like plays sides, I guess you could say. Like they kind of take one side, and then in a way like they go to the other side, and they can like be on that side for a little bit. And they just expect to kind of like how do I put this? They expect to kind of just like glide through life without any like hard work at all. And this person over on here is like really dedicated to like making their dreams real. Like I said, they're both very creative people. This person just takes their creativity a lot more seriously, wants to make something happen with it. They're very serious about life and their commitments in life. This person's a little bit more of like a dilettante. Yeah, that's about it. I think that's the end of your guys' reading. I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you did, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, subscribe to my channel. I post pick a cards like this like once every 1 to 2 weeks. With that said, we're going to move on to the next group, the Snakeskin Agate, group number 2. Hey, group number 2, this is if you picked the Snakeskin Agate. So let's get into your reading. I'm going to shuffle ahead of time, and so if you want to skip the shuffling, feel free to scroll ahead into the reading. And yeah, but for right now, I'm just going to pull you some cards. Let's see. Okay. We're getting some very interesting like cards as far as like cards that like how I've experienced them in my life in particular ways. So we'll see if that plays a part in the reading. Sometimes my own experiences come into play and I read from that, and then other times it's more theoretical. Let's see. I'll draw for these two. These ones are both going to be upright, the Love Story Oracle cards. And then lastly, we're going to pull a... I'm gonna pull a tarot card for each one. Well, that's good news for who you're marrying. Oh. We have that for the person they're like. Okay, so let's fix all of... Okay, so shuffling is over. This side is the person who they're like, the person you're marrying, what type, like the person that you've already known that they're going to be like. This person on this side is going to be who you're going to marry. I'm going to be going over similarities and differences between the two, and how that's going to play out in the relationship between you with your spouse. So let's flip these cards over. We have Mystery. That makes sense with God reversed. And then we have Gifts. Oh, this is so sweet. Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. So, it's interesting because a lot of these like readings, like I'm definitely seeing how these two people are different right now, but I think like these two cards are what's going to connect them and why they're similar. So let me read these. Yeah, that's what I thought with that guy. And then... Oh, okay. Okay, so that makes sense. So the main difference between your two people is like the person that you know in your life that your marriage person's going to be like is very like in spirituality, but like they're kind of in it for the wrong reasons. Like we got God reversed. This person's like a really good manifester, but they don't manifest good things into their life. They manifest kind of like whatever whim or desire they want, they kind of like can get. The world is definitely at their fingertips. You have dreamed the world into being. They're very powerful in creating an environment around themselves that like kind of succumbs to their demands, like their internal demands, which I don't think they share with people. They may in some cases, but there's definitely just this element of like, yeah, this person is like can be really manipulative and controlling. Your person that you're going to be with is not like that. And that's the thing. So they are very different. So it's interesting they came up with in the reading about what they're going to be like or who they're going to be like, because they are very different. I'm definitely seeing that this person, in a sense, does not like to have things revealed about themselves with the mystery card. And that's one reason why I said they probably don't share these visions with others. They just kind of like summon them. They just manifest them really easily. Yeah, it's interesting. With this card right here, it felt with this person, this previous person, that you always felt like you were dodging a bullet. Like, I feel like you enjoyed their company a little bit because I feel like you're also a spiritual person and you want someone who's a spiritual person as well. Because both of these people are like, with priest and god here, they both indicate like, kind of like that spiritual perspective, right? The difference between the two of the person you're going to marry and this person is more like spiritual and less focused on kind of like how they can control things with spirituality. So it's like they're in the same world. Like these two people, like for example, if you like had this person that's like your spouse and then your future spouse meet this person, they would be able to get along because they'd speak the same language. That's the best way I can describe it. They speak the same language, and I definitely see that this person is like a protection from this person in a sense. Like whoever you were, this person that you're thinking of for this person is coming in strong as like a protective influence against this person. One thing that's like similar about them, I definitely see with like where it says dream the world into being, and we have the world card right here. They're both on the way they interact spiritually is they're both kind of like a reflection of the world, I guess is the best way to put it. Like this person on one hand kind of like can take what they want in life and then summon it to them. So dream the world into being literally means that they're dreaming of like what they want the world to like be like. And this person on the flip side is kind of the same way. The world kind of like swirls around this person as far as like they always kind of get what they want in the world because they have a way of interacting with it peacefully. If you think of a priest or someone who's like a religious figure who's like kind of a devout servant of like, you know, like, or they worship a deity or something, and this is a very peaceful person is what I'm seeing. And the world kind of responds to that energy very sweetly and nicely. So for this person, on one hand, they have like a strong imagination. You could say that this person's a dreamer. They're just secretive. Like they get what they want by secretive means. This person is a little bit more open, a little bit more sharing. We see that here with gifts. You have to share to give a gift. And yeah, this person's definitely a little bit more warm, caring. So they're going to be like this person in a way that they kind of can get things in the world the same way this person does, but they kind of like catch, I used a fly metaphor in the last because there's a spider card, but like basically they catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And they kind of understand this. This person kind of like forces things to happen because they almost don't know how to be polite or kind, is what I'm seeing. And it kind of creates a lot of chaos in their life. They don't really manifest in the correct way. They're just not in the place. And it's, you know, it's not our job to change people, you know, like this person just like the way they go about things like is a little bit like way different actually than this person. One thing I am saying too with Wombat Spirit, be it home, the world, and gifts, there is this cool thing that like the world outside your person is going to be like giving gifts to you guys. It's almost like because they're so kind and considerate to others, others are kind and considerate to you as a couple. So when you marry this person, you're going to receive a lot of presents. Like if you have a party or something, when guests come over, they're going to bring like a really nice bottle of wine, or they're going to bring like something they thought looked good for your house. So they're going to think of you often and kind of give you little gifts and stuff. And that's going to be a big theme in the relationship, is you guys receiving kind of gifts from the universe. And it's different from this over here because this person almost commands it, like they command it from the universe. You know, they kind of like really focus on it. To be over here, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. And this person, I feel like that tension and that strain kind of made you a little uncomfortable. But this person over here, they kind of like, through being kind, the universe kind of just rewards them for being a good person. It's the difference between like using manifestation because you know it works and you're just going to get what you want because you want it. And it's the difference between like just being a good person and kind of like living your life in kind of like a very peaceful way and letting the peace of the world come back to you. I mean, this person with the World card, like when you marry this person, it's going to feel like total completion. It's going to feel very, very good. And with Be at Home with the Wombat spirit, wombats are also can be very like protective, but at the same time, like Be at Home just means you guys are both going to enjoy your home time together. Let me read this one more time. See if I missed anything. Facilitate spiritual commitment, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Yeah, it's like this person is like channeling like their spiritual energy, their kindness out into the world, and the world reciprocates it. It's like they see this person as a good person and they just want to give them gifts. I think the main difference is that between the two methods of these two very spiritual people, I guess this person's spiritual too, spiritual people, is that this person, on the one hand, like definitely gets what they want all the time, right? This person, on the other hand, might not always get what they want, but it's like they get what they need, or they get what the universe has in store for them. This person's very much go with the flow too, like very much go with the flow, accepts what comes their way, and it's always good things because they're very like spiritually in tune. This person, on the other hand, you know, sometimes it feels like they're avoiding disaster because they're almost like forcing the universe to give them things instead of working with the universe. I guess that's the best way to put it. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else I can see. Yeah, this is going to be who you're going to marry. This is going to be a lovely relationship because we have Be at Home too. And that just represents like feeling like your partner is home for you. Like that when you finally meet your person, like it's like coming home. It's like you're seeing, you know, it's like you're finally can be comfortable. It's like, you know, you've been out all day, you've been like walking around, you're in bad shoes, you know, and you finally get home, take the shoes off, and you get on the couch and you're like, home. You put on your favorite TV show. This person's going to feel like that. They're going to feel very, very comfortable for you. Yeah, let's see what else. I think I covered everything actually. Yeah. So if you like this reading, I love reading for you guys, by the way. This is a really cool pile. I mean, I like that you're attracted to spiritual people. It's just a matter of tweaking it to find the right version of that kind of like spiritual energy, because both these people get things from their outer environment. Anyway, so if you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, subscribe to my channel. I post pick a cards like this like once every 1 to 2 weeks. With that said, we're going to move on to the third group, group 3 with the Aquamarine. Hello, group 3. This is if you picked the Aquamarine. This will be your reading. So we will start, I'm going to start shuffling and pull out some cards for your reading. If you want to skip the shuffling, feel free to scroll ahead in the video when all the cards are laid out, and that way you can like get more to the point of the reading, basically. If you enjoy the shuffling, I welcome you to stand by and watch this unfold. Make sure that, okay. I'm gonna pull some animal oracle cards for your 2 people, who they're like and who you'll marry. I don't know why I'm feeling it, but I feel like pulling, like the cards need to be pulled through this one. The other 2 piles, they flipped out, but sometimes they need to be pulled. Interesting. That definitely came out for your person you're going to marry, and I'll explain why that is in a second. Upside down, I think. I was gonna pull them all out like upright, but that one, I'm feeling that one reversed. This pile's different. It's different than the other piles. It's like the rules are changing, so it's like that might have like an impact on like what type of situation this is representing. These I'm flipping upright. Okay, let me read these attributes. This one is being read in reverse, but it's a positive thing. This card actually came out as well for group 1, but it's being read kind of differently. This is interesting right here because what we have, okay, so this is your person that this person's going to be like, and this is the person who is your person. They are both very similar people. On the surface, at least. If two people were to meet them like in person, I feel like both of these people look very similar, or there's something with their looks where, especially when we have peacock spirit and starfish spirit, two very like, they both signify beauty as cards. So I'm definitely seeing that like both these people are very attractive. Like you may know someone in your life who's very attractive, but you just would never date, because I definitely see here with this king card in reverse, they're very restrictive. They kind of are like, and with freedom in reverse, this person's very controlling. Like they like to control every little thing in a relationship, but they're very beautiful, right? Like they're very attractive. And so that's probably why you're like thinking of them, or why you're thinking someone's going to be like them. And with peacock spirit, let it shine. This person lets it all hang out. Like they're definitely the type of person who's like an exhibitionist at a party. They're really like wild. They kind of have a wild nature. The interesting thing with Page of Swords, we also have this element where they don't like to share the secrets about themselves. We had another pile 2 in this group that kind of had something similar. But this person that your person's going to be like, they're not a big sharer. Like, if you look at this page, like, they're like holding back this sword, like waiting to strike, like observing and like holding back. I always see the sword as like her thoughts and feelings, and just holding it back and waiting to like see what's good, you know. And it can also represent someone who has a big imagination. So this person's like has a big imagination, very exhibitionistic, but very controlling, very like in your face, kind of dominant, and kind of like likes to make sure that you are following their guidelines of what they believe is right. Kind of like you're like a subject under them. Very kind of, it can be very stifling energy if you don't like that. I have a friend who's very much not into controlling personality, so she would hate this person. But the thing is, your person is going to be like this person in the sense that the main reason is because of their attractiveness, their beauty. This could be one of those people that you're like very attracted to, but you just like hate the way they are. Like, this could be a person in your life where you're just like, oh my gosh, they're so attractive, but their personality is just like not good. You know, that you're like, I can't be near them for too long. Like, I don't see that you like are in major conflict with this person. It's just kind of irritating. I can see that you being irritated by this person. Like, okay, why do you have to like control every single thing that I do? You know, or try to get involved with every single thing that I do. And they're very wild. They're very out there with their expressions. Good news about them, they might have an open heart chakra, so they might be connected to people on like a heart level where they kind of like somewhat understand people's needs, but I'm not seeing that as strongly as just them being kind of exhibitionistic. Now, your spouse, on the other hand, is a little bit different. So they kind of like let fate take the reins of their life just a little bit. The thing is, it's interesting because there's a lot of work that you guys go through before you get married, before there's like a solid connection. And we see that here with the 3 of Cups in reverse and this regret card upright. This person is also very, very beautiful. We have the starfish card here, which just indicates that they're very, very beautiful. But they have this block they have to work through. And the good news is that you help them work through it. So they have this thing where they kind of are too focused on regrets in their life, like what they did wrong. And it hinders their openness to the future. Normally, they are a very open person. You have starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility. They're open and ready to kind of accept anything that comes along, any kind of new thing, any new adventure. And they're very open to those new things. But because they like worry about the things that they've done and the things that they've kind of struggled with, as far as like actions they've taken that like didn't turn out the right way. We see gambler here, which means that they with relying on luck rather than hard work. And I'm definitely seeing this specifically with gambler, like they've had a run of bad luck, right? And so when you meet your future spouse, there's this thing about they're kind of like down on their luck, so they don't seem like their normal selves. After you marry them, they're going to seem very open. The starfish spirit is like really shining out to me like very brightly here. And I'm definitely seeing with open to infinite possibility that they're just going to be down for whatever kind of adventure comes, you know, your way as a couple. This person is a little bit introverted, or they've been hurt by social groups in the past. So this person doesn't really trust others that easily. And that might be a good thing in the sense that like maybe you yourself are more of a social person or more of an extrovert, and you kind of believe that everyone has the best nature or the best intentions and stuff. This person's a little more realistic, but like I said, with this regret card, they do have some wounds to work through. So it's kind of hard to figure out if your future spouse is like hurt, or like being realistic about things, or like they're just hurt from a past thing that happened to them. You know, the lines are a little blurred there. So you're gonna have to just keep that in mind with them. In like, what I'm seeing is that you're gonna help them more than they're gonna help you, at least in the beginning of the relationship. But I definitely see that once you heal them, or once, I feel like you're a healer personality, which makes sense because if you don't like these kind of controlling vibes, like that makes a lot of sense that you're maybe an empath or a healer. This person over here is going to be like, the one way you're going to realize them is they're going to be very attractive. They're just not going to be as like loud as this person. This person's like very loud and like kind of like dominates a room. This person is very shy, especially right now. Like if you look at this card, this regret card, this person here is like cowering away, right? And that's kind of like their vibe right now. Not quite like that when you meet them. They're not going to be like looking like distraught. But they're going through that internally a little bit. Yeah, but once you open them up, once you kind of like, because I'm definitely saying that this card could be flipped in this way. It says willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. I'm definitely seeing that this person has like, they're growing, or they're going to grow with you when you meet them. And once you heal them, with open to infinite possibilities, they're going to be the most adventurous, spontaneous, fun-loving person that you're ever going to meet. Like they're going to be the, like with the starfish right here, I'm thinking of the tarot card, the sun, right? And just being so bright and like shining, you know? I definitely see with this star card too, that like with they're pointing in all different directions. This person's going to be really good at multitasking, you know? And that's one thing that they're probably going to be similar to this person on. This person who's like the ruler kind of tyrant king person that you know in your life. It's like, albeit very attractive, but at the same time, like kind of a dick. This person is going to be more like they can multitask too, just like this person. But the thing that's going to be like good about, I'm sorry, if this is a favorable person in your life, I didn't mean to call them a dick. I just realized that was pretty rude. Anyway, so yeah, this person's going to be able to multitask very well. They'll be able to get a lot of things done. They're just not as controlling as this person. They're not as like hands-on, trying to like have you like do everything a very specific way. This person just has like some wounds that they have to heal, you know, like things that they just wish they didn't do in their life, and they need healing from that. They need to feel like what they went through was okay, and that everyone kind of goes through those things. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has a journey that we're on, and we should all have like be able to have a sense of like redemption, you know, and they kind of have to feel that for themselves to open them up to those like possibilities and that kind of bright extroverted personality that they're destined to be. Cool. So let me see if I can see anything else. This reading has a good amount of stuff in it. Yeah, on the, like, it's interesting. Once this person opens up, you're going to realize how much alike this person is, in a way that like, where this person was like an exhibitionist, this person is like just so open that they could seem like that, but they're more like seeking out activities rather than like trying to be the star of the show. This person definitely wants to be like the star of the show, like all eyes on me, you know, like they want to be kind of like, how do I explain it? You know, they're like, look at all these eyes and this peacock, like all eyes on me, definitely, you know, they're like looking back with all these eyes. Yeah, there's definitely this element with the crown. There are royalty with the king. They feel like they're like the top dog, you know. This person, on the other hand, just like really wants to like, is probably really going to enjoy adventure. And once they like brighten up, their ability to be kind of like everywhere at once and like kind of get everything done all like at different times is going to be really like cool. It's going to be they're going to seem like Superman, I guess is the best way to put it, like Starfish Superman, you know. All right, well, I love reading for you guys, and that was the end of the reading. So if you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like this reading, subscribe to my channel. I post pick cards once every 1 to 2 weeks. With that said, we're going to get on with the last group, pile 4, with the yellow Apatite. Hey, pile 4, this is if you picked the yellow Apatite. It's interesting, it has some like red in it too, actually, which is interesting. It's probably the darkest. I picked a lot of like pastel stones for this reading. This one's like one of the darker ones of the group. So if you're into the dark vibe, then you picked the right stone. Let's get into your reading. So I'm going to be shuffling on camera today, so if you want to skip that, feel free to scroll ahead. You can skip the shuffling to when I draw the cards out. But if you like the shuffling, stay tuned and you can witness the shuffling. That's for your person. That's for your spouse. Your spouse is on this side. The person they're like is on this side. I feel like one just need to be patient. Okay. We'll pull some animal oracle cards. We have 2 here? Yes. I'm gonna pull, actually, I've been pulling these ones next, so. Okay, I'll take you. And I've been pulling these upright. Last reading I had one in reverse that just had to come out in reverse. It was just like meant to be, but these ones I'm gonna pull upright. And we will pull one. And then, gonna get you each a tarot card for each person, just to get a little more clarification on like what each one of them is like. Getting strong like friend vibes like for this pile. Like the person you're like, okay. Okay, so I just finished shuffling. One thing I said, if you skip the shuffling, is that I'm getting strong friendship vibes for this pile, this group. Like, is your person's gonna be like they're gonna seem like someone, like one of your friends. But let's get more information. Let me flip these cards over. Oh, that card came out in one of the other groups too. Yeah, this is great stuff. Oh yeah, let me read these just to get extra information. Read this because it's important for both of them. Okay. So let's get into your people. Okay, so who your person is like and who your person is. So we'll start with the person they're like. So the person your future spouse is going to be like a friend. This is going to be a friend that like is relatively close in your life, but you kind of get frustrated with from time to time. I'm definitely seeing that With Giraffe Spirit, this is coming up as more of like a consternation that this friend, you're always trying to get them to see the big picture. With Child Wounded, this is a person who suffers pretty regularly, and when you interact with them, they're very innocent and childlike, this friend that you have, but at the same time, they suffer to see the big picture. They suffer to see like where things are headed or what the whole purpose of the thing is, you know? And so they kind of have more of a narrow-minded mindset, and they, in a way, they get kind of confused in that way. Like they kind of get lost as far as like where they can go from there or there. And it's like you try to help them see the big picture, but they just don't see it. And then with the Hangman reverse, this just kind of indicates your impatience with them, right? Interestingly enough, with Spy, I'm definitely just seeing this as like social media, like with Spy coming up and like all the little cameras and icons and chat icons coming up. I'm definitely saying that this person, this friend you have, is probably a friend that you're like really active on like social media with, or they're like an online friend, but you're just like very, you're very comfortable with this person, like very easily get along with them and easily talk with them and stuff. This could also with Spy be a situation where one of you liked the other one, but it just turned out to be a friendship. Like it just never progressed past that kind of like intimate point. And if neither of you liked the other one, there was just an element of social media like involved in this friendship. And that's who your person's like. Now, your spouse is going to be similar and different to them in many different ways. So with both of these being children cards, they're both very innocent. Like your future spouse is going to have just the same innocence that this person is going to have. But with this card, Squirrel Spirit, believe in yourself, this person has a little bit more confidence. They're more naturally confident, and they're more naturally like magical and intuitive. They have more of a spiritual side to them that is going to blend very well with you. Whereas this person who's a little bit more wounded is more like focused on their self-esteem versus like their intuitive components. This shows up again here with Daydream, where this person really just loves daydreaming. This is also, especially paired with this Daydream card, this is like my meditation card. If you think about the Eight of Swords and kind of what it traditionally represents is like being bound in your mind and then breaking out of mind limitations, right? That's what the kind of traditional meaning means. For me, when I see this card, I see this woman kind of, even though she's surrounded by swords and she's bound, it looks kind of precarious. I do notice that there is this like castle off in the distance, and there's a lot of space in between her and the castle. And this moon, I'm definitely noticing this moon as well. And it reminds me of the fact that like when you close your mind and you keep your body still, your mind can do wondrous and miraculous things. And so this person definitely is a very magical person. They seem very magical to other people. People are kind of like, whoa, that's a very like hippie, trippy type of person, you know? And this person's gonna seem like this. And the reason is because they're very much a daydreamer. They like to sit and contemplate in their thoughts and like just kind of relax into those things. They kind of just like to take the time to just sit and think every once in a while without no real thought to like why they're thinking. The cool thing is that they do believe in themselves. So there's going to be this element where you're not going to have to help them that much. They do have a lot of confidence, and that's something that's really different than this person, this child wounded person. They have a lot of confidence, and they have this kind of like ability to kind of like daydream their way into their confidence. So when they kind of like their daydreams might include them and like a magical version of them that kind of like is their self-esteem. So instead of like being with this person who's kind of lacking that component, this actual intuitive component is what is giving this person their self-esteem. This magical component, this fact that they are imaginative and they can daydream. This person, on the other hand, might not be that creative, and when you try to get them to see the big picture, it's difficult for them because I would say this person's a little bit more realistic. Your friend that you have is a little more realistic. And yeah, that's why there's a little bit of impatience, because it's like, you know, you're trying to get them to cultivate this kind of maybe more spiritual side, and they just don't have it. And if they did, they would like see these other things in the world, you know, but they're not there right now. They might be there eventually, but they might just be with someone else that like it gets them in a different way than you do, if that makes sense. Like it might just be one of those things. I'm definitely seeing that like both of these well, obviously this one, because this is who you're marrying, but this person would definitely see you like being really amicable with them. Like the other cards or the other piles in this reading had people in their piles that were make sure the camera's still on, had people in their piles that were more like antagonists, or people they dated that maybe they didn't like so much, or just people they know that are like, you know, those kinds of things. This is a person your person's gonna be very similar to a friend you have, like very, very close, but they're gonna be more magical. They're gonna have more of a magical mindset. And it's really cool here. They definitely break out of limitation using their daydreams, right? Like, they definitely like solve problems really well. They can get out of like any kind of tricky predicaments really well. Where this person kind of feels stuck and lost, and you're the one kind of always having to help them get out of situations or like see the big picture, and sometimes it's like they can't even see it. This person just kind of creates the solutions on the spot. And if you work with them on those things, it's just going to be stimulating to their mind. Basically, the way they think, outside opinions just stimulate their thought process even more. So they're going to have this kind of like beautiful way of kind of like, how do I put this? Building off of your arguments, and they definitely can see the big picture where this person could not, you know? This person, and they also like believe in themselves. So there's a lot of like things that happened in this connection that won't happen in your future spouse connection. It's almost like you're gonna have the great, amazing things that you have with your friend, the like connection, the empathy, especially with the two child cards, the both being very like innocent, having both very innocent natures. This person's also going to have an innocent nature, but they do have self-confidence, and that comes from their magical version of themselves that they kind of daydream into reality. They can kind of project this identity to other people. They can kind of like make it manifest on the outside and have people see them for that person, and they're kind of aware of that. So there's like a very strong, especially with this card in another deck I have, the Light Seers Tarot, there's a woman looking into a mirror. So that's definitely showing me that they have this way of projecting a mirror version of what they want onto the world. You know, there's a kind of them in the world looking back and forth at each other. Yeah, let me see if I see anything else. I definitely was picking up very friend vibes, but if this is romantic, there's a possibility that this could be someone that you kind of look at on social media, or this is someone that you like met on social media that you're like attracted to, or that's a friend that you vibe with, that you feel connected with, but and that's how you kind of met this person, is through like social media, or someone you kind of contacted, maybe like, could even be like a celebrity or something like that, or someone that's like a little famous or something, and how they kind of responded back to you, and then you got a connection, and that's how this connection developed. Yeah, I think that's about it. As far as like your person, that's like great. They believe in themselves. The daydreaming thing's really wonderful. This is a really self-sufficient person as well. That's one thing I have to say. They're very self-sufficient. Well, that was it. That was the end of your guys' reading. So if you liked your reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, you subscribe to my channel. I post pick a cards once every 1 to 2 weeks. With that said, this was the last group for this pick a card. So I will see you guys in the next pick a card. Have a wonderful time and journey, and wherever you are in that journey. And I will see you guys later. Bye.